So now, how does recalling work? Article 2, here's the image below. Here is a snapshot of your state constitution. Article 2, Section 9, Nevada State Constitution, is titled Recall of Public Officers. If 25% of those who voted in that election then petition to recall a politician who represents them, then there will be a special election for the people to elect a new leader. So 25% of the total voting turnout have to petition in a recall. And if we have 25% and we submit those signatures to the Secretary of State, then and they validate it and they verify that it is in fact meets the requirement, then we get a special election and we get to vote for a new leader. Now, there's some things that, like, for example, for the smaller positions, for a legislator or a senator or some other districts, if they get recalled and then they resign, well, then the commissioners get to choose the next person, and it has to be of the same political party, which I do not like, but it doesn't apply to the governor. That much I can tell you. And then just this image over here on the left is the backside of that 2-page PDF I had mentioned before. That's emailed to everyone. It's that middle square in the email. And when you get your email, this is the other document, and this is the second page of it. And so it clearly explains a 10-step process of how this campaign is going to go from this page in front of you, as you hand it to someone and they read it, to the completion of the recall. So step number 1 right now, either scan that QR code or go to the website, and go, step number 2, open the online form, enter the info and send. So the majority of you are familiar with this process. If you are not familiar with this page, it's because I signed you up. It's because I called you, you told me your email, and I entered the information using the list and your email to submit this information, and now you're entered, you got an email, and you missed this whole signing up yourself, and now you're here and you're watching this video. There's going to be a split. There's going to be the people who see this page and sign up, and there's going to be the people who just are on a phone call, they give their email, and next thing you know, they're signed up. But the process goes: open the petition, enter the info, and send it. When an email arrives, and I will send those emails, like I originally said earlier, then download and print the PDF documents, those 2 PDFs, the list and this thing right here. Step 4, get the family involved and contact your neighbors. That's really the easier thing to do. The very first thing you want to do, hey, husband, wife, daughter, uncle, just relative or friend, old college friend who lives somewhere else, whoever it is, whoever comes to mind, whoever you've just been ranting and raving about the terrible things Sisolak has done, you call them, you contact them first, because it's just easy. They're going to pick up the phone. They know who you are. It's not a cold call. And you ask them, are you interested in recalling Sisolak? What's your email? Boom, I got you in. So you enter their info and you grow this list. Step number 5. So that is where, step number 4 is where the network effects takes place. Everyone is going to be getting in contact with their neighbors. Nevada is going to be talking to each other, and we are going to unify around a mission to remove Sisolak. The conversation on social media will probably be banned, like my Twitter account, but you could still make phone calls. There is nothing holding you back, and there is no way there's nothing shutting you down when it comes to phone calls. And it's the information we've got from the government anyway. And then just meeting people in public. It's just going to create a massive network effect, and that's what we're going to use to succeed. Step number 5 is when we reach the 243,995 eligible Nevadans, then an announcement will be made to you, all of us, asking you how you would like to sign. We did our due diligence. We got awareness, we got the list, and now we do our due diligence again before we go to the Secretary of State. We need to ask you how you would like to physically sign the petition, because right now we've just done the online petition. It's not the real petition. The Secretary of State's not going to take this online data and go, okay, he's recalled. They're going to get our physical empty paper petition. They're going to validate it. They're going to mark our campaign as a legitimate campaign. They're going to give us 90 days. So before we do that, and before the next step is going to be, we need your physical signature. But right before we do that, we're going to get your input. Do you want a volunteer to come to your house? Knock, knock. I'm with the recall campaign. Here's your name. Sign there. Thank you. Goodbye. Or number 2, do you want to visit a public location nearby? Do you want to go to the shopping center or the park or the intersection or the highway exit ramp to meet with the person who's going to be sitting at a public location for a couple hours to sign it away from your home in a public area where, it's just, some people don't want people coming to their home, or other people live in gated communities. So good luck, getting through the front door and that whole fiasco of it's a stranger coming in. You know what I mean? It's a preference. It's a preference. A lot of people are probably going to have a volunteer come to their house, in which a volunteer just puts a bunch of addresses into Google Maps and goes, okay, your next destination is here. Your next destination is there. And it's really close, because it's just in the local area. It's a decentralized campaign, and it's very local based. So step number 6, once we get all of us, knowing where we need to go, then we authenticate that blank petition document with the Secretary of State. That's when we have 90 days to acquire all the 243,995 or more petitions. Okay. Then that ink signature process happens on the formal petition. Oh, it's going to feel great, because we will know we're in a great place. If we're at step 7, we are going to win, right? This is going to work, because we're not going to start unless we know that we can succeed. All right. So then step number 8, we present all those documents, the stapled paper documents, to the Secretary of State. It will be live streamed on Facebook. This recall Sisolak round 2, we'll live stream it on Facebook or something. And it'll be kind of like the Pelosi impeaching Trump bit, but it'll be more like the people of Nevada recalling Sisolak bit. And it'll feel a lot better, and it'll get a different audience to broadcast it. And really, it'll be a first of its kind in the state. We've never recalled a governor before. Step number 9, the Secretary of State will spend 30 days verifying those petitions. They're going to make sure that you're all as you say you are, and that the minimum amount is met. Then, once they say it is, then the treasurer will finance a special election, and we'll have essentially 30 days to, I think, it's a bit fuzzy at this point, but basically pretty soon afterwards, within the next, I'd say 1 to 2 months, we're going to have an announcement for a special election to vote for a new governor. Now, it is actually possible for Sisolak to run again and try and maintain his status. Hopefully, he's so embarrassed and ashamed by what I'm about to present later in this video that he just resigns, or he does not participate in that special election. But he does have that ability. Just to be frank with you. Okay. Now, when I said it was a little fuzzy, read Article 2, Section 9 of our state constitution, this part here, and the Secretary of State's recall guide. Now, if you're online on your email, this PDF actually has hyperlinks. So you can click on this email, this website. You can click on this website. You can click on this, which will open a website to a PDF. And you can click on this, which will open a website to a PDF. So if you're online, these underlined sections are very helpful, because it'll allow you to do further research if you wish. Okay, so are online petitions illegal? Right? This is the biggest problem that started with Angela Blass. She kept saying online petitions are not legal, and everyone kept assuming this or that, and alienated anyone like myself who was trying to talk some sense into the absolute necessity. So let's get into this. This is the biggest topic plaguing our campaign. The number one resistance that I get is this, and I'll get to it. Many people involved with Fight for Nevada have been conditioned to believe that online petitions are not legal. And this either means, I assume, in their head, it either means that they believe that it is illegal to operate an online petition, as in you're going to get arrested if you operate an online petition, or 2, anyone running an online petition is an idiot who knows not what they're doing and are just plain stupid. That's the feeling that I've gotten. And both are, well, frankly, not true. So here is my response, and here's the thing that when people say this to you, because if it's said to me 20 times, it's going to be said to you. Online petitions are not legal. Okay. Our online petition is absolutely necessary for preparational purposes. We completely understand this recall process and will obtain inked signatures only after we bring an empty ballot to the Secretary of State, which will only happen after we collect a sufficient number of online petitions. Does that make sense? We need the online petitions to get organized. Then we get the empty ballot to the Secretary of State. And then we get those inked signatures. We understand how it works. This is not illegal. It is just a preparational process. Okay? Thank you.